Hello students, so this is lesson 7-7, factoring using another technique called difference of two squares. But before we get there, let's go ahead and review how to factor the way we did before. So with this polynomial here, x squared plus 12x plus 36, we have to find two numbers that multiply up to 36 that also add up to 12. All right, so on the side here, let's go ahead and make table 36. Since they're both positive here, I know both the numbers are going to be positive. So let's go with 3, 12, 18, 2, 6, 6, 36, and 1. I think that's it. Oh no, there's 9 and 4 as well. All right. So let's see which one of these pairs will add up to 12. So this is 15, 3 plus 12 is 15, this is 20, this is 12 here. So 6 plus 6 is 12, this is the matching pair. It multiplies up to 36 and adds up to 12. So for our answer, it's going to be x is here, and then plus 6 here. So that's the factor for this polynomial. But another way of simplifying this is writing x plus 6 quantity squared, because this squared here means there's two of these things inside the parentheses, which technically there are up here. But this is a nicer way of writing those two things. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the new material. So we have this formula here. A squared minus b squared is equal to, the factors of that is a plus b and a minus b. All right, so whenever we see something that looks like this, these are the two factors. So let's say we need a factor x squared minus 16 here. So we want to transform this to look something like that. So here, basically what we want to do is we want to take the square root of both of them and then square it, because square rooting and squaring is basically like opposites of each other. So what I want to do is I want to find out what my a and what my b value is. Well, the square root of x squared is just x here, but we also need to square it. The square root of 16 is 4, but we also need to square it to cancel out the square rooting. So both of these here are the same. X squared is x squared, 4 squared is 16. So now that we have a squared minus b squared, we can write in this form. So this here, this is a, and then this is b, right? So it's in this form. So this is equal to a plus b, or a is x, plus our b is 4, so x plus 4. And our second factor is a minus b. So our a is x minus 4. So this would be the answer, x plus 4 times x minus 4. So this is just something that you kind of have to memorize. There's not really a pattern for it if you don't know the basic formula for it. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We need a factor 25x squared minus 49. All right, so with this here, again, we want to take the square root of each one of these things. So I'm going to make parentheses here. I want the a and the b value. So the square root of 25x squared is just 25x, right? No, not 25x. Pardon my mistake. It would just be 5x. And then we have a squared here, right? 5 squared is 25. X squared is x squared. And then the square root of 49 is 7. So I'm going to put squared there because we want to go back to our original answer. We take the square root and squaring it, we go back to our original answer. So from here, we have our a value and we have our b value. So let's go ahead and factor it using this right here. So a plus b, a is 5x, plus b is 7, and then it'll be a minus b, a is 5x, minus 7 here. So this is the answer here, 5x plus 7 and 5x minus 7. All right, so let's do something a little bit more complicated. We need a factor, let's say 64 x to the 4th minus 36y to the 2nd, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just write the formula again up here. All right, so again, we want to take the square root of both of this and then square it. So what we want to do is we want to make those brackets. So the square root of 64 x to the 4th, it will just be 8 x squared. But again, we have to square it to get back to our original answer, right? So 8 squared is 64. X squared is x to the 4th. We're going to do the same thing over here. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of y squared is y. And we have to put the squared here to cancel out the square rooting we just did. So this is our a, and then this is our b. So let's go ahead and use this factor here to factor this thing right here. So I'm going to put the brackets. Our a, 1 is plus, 1 is minus. Our a is 8x squared. Our b is 6y. So 8x squared and 6y here. And that would be the factors of this original problem here. So that's it. That's how we factor using the difference of two squares. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, just go ahead and post on Google Classroom or send me an email. And good luck on your homework.